Hi there. Hi. Come in. Welcome. So lovely to meet you, and it's so lovely to have you here. Okay. Now, presumably you know a little bit about why you are here today. Okay. Alright. Before we proceed, I'm just going to ask you what you think these numbers have in common, okay? 5, 9, 14, 21 and 53. Can you think of anything at all that links those numbers together? Okay, think carefully. Alright, so put it another way. How many senses do you believe that we have as human beings? 5? Okay, yep. So we definitely do have 5. I'm gonna go ahead and write down. Can you name any senses? Okay, alright. Alright, okay, so we have sight, okay, number 2. We have hearing, absolutely. Okay, number 3. Yep, we have the sense of smell. Can you think of any more? Good. Taste, exactly. Any more? Yep. So those are our 5 basic senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch. Now, those numbers that I gave you, 5, 9, 14, 21 and 53, those are how many senses we're believed to have. Different researchers have different theories and different numbers. Now, I'm a sensory researcher and I'm here today to test whether we can prove the existence of 9 different senses. I do fully believe that we have more than 9, but for today I'm just here to kind of establish those 9, okay? So it will be sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch, but can you think of 4 more? It's tricky, yes. Once you see them written down, it might click and you'll probably think, oh yes, that makes sense. Okay, so number 6. Balance, and you might not necessarily consider that a sense, but researchers like myself would argue that balance does count as a sense. We also have proprioception. Now that's a long word. Do you have any idea what that means? It's your awareness of your own body in your physical space. So knowing where different parts of your body are, without having to look. So it's kind of intuitively knowing where parts of your body are. So if you were to be sitting at your desk working on your computer and you have an itchy knee, you can reach down to your knee without looking and you know exactly where it is. Likewise, if I ask you to close your eyes and touch your nose, again you can do that, you can coordinate that without having to look, and that's proprioception. Okay, we have the sense of temperature. So knowing that when you touch something, whether it's hot or cold, so that would be a sense of the skin, and of course it does come under like a subcategory of touch. Finally, you do have sensors in your skin that would allow you to detect pain, but you can also detect internal pain. So I'm here today, and I'm aware that my writing got smaller as I went down the list. I'm here today to test these 9 senses in you. Now you've signed up for this experiment, okay? So I'll just double check whether you consent. Yes, no, don't worry about the pain. It's gonna be small pinches, nothing, nothing extremely painful. Okay, good. So, do you have any questions before we begin? Like a cranial nerve exam? Kind of, you could say that. Cranial nerve exams, they do actually test many of these different senses, but it's done generally from a different angle, more of a diagnostic angle. So a cranial nerve exam doctor would be looking to see if there's anything wrong with you, whereas today I'm going to base this research on the assumption that you're perfectly healthy. Yep, and that all your senses are hopefully functioning well or optimally, or if you have any sight or hearing impairments, then you've got corrective equipment like glasses or hearing aids. Yep, so I'm not here to necessarily test how well your particular senses work. I'm just here to establish that all of these senses exist in humankind. And if you would like to potentially come back next time, we can test 14 senses, so bringing some different ones into the mix. Okay, so we're going to begin with sight. Now you have senses in the retina at the back of your eye that can allow you to detect and interpret images, okay, changes in light, which you then detect as images, okay, visual information. So what we're going to do, this one's quite simple. I'm going to ask you to look forward at the wall. Now, yes, we do in fact today have just a plain dark room, no distractions. This is to allow you to isolate any distractions, anything that might tempt your eyes to look around, so that you can focus on one sense at a time, okay? So looking at the wall, and I'm just going to flash up some items, objects, everyday things that you might use, and if you can just identify what you see. Okay, so whenever you're ready, just have a look at the wall and tell me, what do you see? Okay, yes, a spoon, perfect. Okay, next item, now just tell me what you see. teddy bear, good. And one more item. A box of cereal, perfect. Okay, now we're gonna do a color detection. So I'm just gonna hold up some different colors. Okay, this one just telling me what color you can see. Yes, good, purple. Next. Okay, yes, just looking at the pen. Very good, and just kind of telling me what color you interpret that as. Good. This one. Excellent, yes. Perfect. This one. Yep, good. And this one. Perfect, very good. Okay. This one. Yep, good. And finally, this one. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to take 2 of those at random. Are you happy if I use the blue and the red? Are they distinctive enough? Now what this will be is a little bit of depth perception. So one item will be held close and one will be held far away. And I'd like you to just tell me which one is closer. Okay. The blue, good. And the red, perfect, okay. The blue, good. The blue. Okay, let's just hold them off to the side a little, okay? Make it a bit trickier. Which one is closer? Red, okay. Now, this time, I want you to tell me whether there is a big distance between or a small distance, so whether they're close or far apart. And I know this is very, very simple and easy. Don't be offended. We're just trying to establish different aspects of our visual sense, okay? Good. So are they close or far apart? Good. Good. Okay. Now this time I'm gonna hold them together, and if you look straight forward at my nose, and then I'd like you to tell me when you can no longer see them anymore. So this is a classic peripheral vision test that you might recognize from an eye examination. Okay, so looking straight forward at my nose. Keep focused on my nose. Keep focused on my nose. Keep focused on my nose. Okay. Good. 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 Okay, perfect. Now this time, one of them is going to go outside your field of vision, for example the red or the blue, and one will stay just within your field of vision, okay? Tell me which one you can no longer see. Tell me when you can no longer see it. So looking at my nose again, good. Keep looking at my nose. Keep looking at my nose. Good. Okay. Yep, That's okay. Now we're going to do detection of speed. So I'm going to either move the pens slowly, and I'd like you to tell me whether you can detect the movement as slow or fast, okay? Alright. Slow. Fast, okay? Now 2 at the same time, okay? Tell me if they are moving slowly. In fact, tell me which one is moving slower. Which one is moving slower? The green, okay? Let's do that one more time. Now, let's start them both at the top. Which one is moving slower? The pink, okay, perfect. One final component of your visual sense is your visual memory. So I will be flashing up on the wall just here 5 words, okay? Alright, 5 words beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, try to memorize those. I'll give you a second. Perfect. Okay, and those are gone. Good. Now take a moment to just kind of clear your brain, and then I'd like you to recall those words back to me. Okay? Yes. Dinosaur, cheesecake, robin, strawberry, bookcase. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now that would be the vision, the sight sense completed. Of course, there's a lot of components to that. We are going to move on now to hearing. Okay, now for this, I'm going to ask you if you don't mind wearing a pair of headphones, and I'm going to be projecting into either ear some different sounds. So to begin with, I'll ask you to tell me if you can hear the sound in your left ear or your right ear. Okay, so you're detecting where sound is coming from. I'm also going to ask you to discriminate between different types of sound and whether sounds are close or far away, or slightly louder or slightly quieter. Okay? Perfect. Alright, so beginning with the awareness of the location of the sound, do you mind if we go ahead and pop these on? Great. Okay. Great. Okay, so like I said, sounds will come through either your left or your right ear starting now. Can you hear me? Just raise one hand at a time, okay? Left or right? Just gonna be taking note, okay? Okay, good. Okay, good. Right. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Fantastic. Okay. Right. Just gonna take those off. Alright. Alright. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you to discriminate between different types of sound. So I'd like you to just raise your hand. It doesn't matter which ear, doesn't matter which hand. Just raise one hand when you can hear a click, okay? A click sound. beginning now. Good. Good. Just take a note. Good. Yep. Okay. Alright. Good. Okay, so now what's going to come through your ears is going to be like a whisper. Okay, so a vocal whisper. And again, just tell me when you can detect that. Now it's going to be very, very close, or it's going to be a bit further away. Okay, again, left or right is not too relevant, but if it makes it easier for you, of course, raise your left or right hand when you can hear a close sound, and ignore when you can hear a far away sound. So again, it's going to be a whisper. Okay, you ready? Okay, good. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Toasted coconut. Toasted coconut. Good. Toasted. Tingles. 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 Yes, okay. Chocolate sauce. Chocolate. Okay. Sauce. Chili sauce. Chili sauce. Okay, right. Perfect. Alright then, that will do. Okay, now just get rid of those. Now we're not going to use the headphones for this last bit, okay? We're just going to use your ears as they are, and I'm just going to ask you to tell me what sound you can hear. So I'm going to make various different sounds, okay? Good, so if you can close your eyes and try to keep them closed. Good. I'm going to make some various different sounds and just see if you can kind of identify what that sound might be, okay? Yep. Okay, yeah, that was in fact glass. Okay, we'll do 2 more. Yes, this is what we call finger fluttering. Perfect. 1 more. Okay. Yes, you can open your eyes. Yeah, that was scratching. Okay. Good. Alright. So we have done sight and hearing. So now we're moving on to smell, which is your sense receptors in your nose. I'm sure you are aware. Which is your olfactory nerve. I'm sure you've heard of that. Yes, they usually test that in a cranial nerve exam. Okay, so this is your ability to detect chemical odours and interpret them as a scent. Now I'm going to use good, nice, positive scents. Nothing is going to be unpleasant. I'm going to use essential oils. Okay, so I have, of course, a little box here of essential oils, which I'm just going to place on my lap. Now, I'm just going to try and use 3 of these that are most distinctive. Okay, a very distinctive one here. So if you close your eyes, that's it. Okay, just to kind of eliminate any other senses. Okay, if you can smell that. Good. Indeed, yes, that was of course sweet orange, if you can see that. Okay. Alright, second one. I'm just checking that they're still fresh and very full of scent, that they haven't started to fade. Okay. Good. Good, yes. Indeed, that was cinnamon. Perfect. Last one. No, not that one. Not that one. This one. Okay. Alright, again. Yes, so I do recommend closing your eyes, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, good. And that was tea tree. Perfect. Now, we're going to move on to taste. Now, taste is one particular sense. However, it's actually broken down into sub-senses. Okay, let's just take off smell. So can you identify what the different types of taste are? Sweet. Salty, yes. Bitter. Sour. And this one can be hard to pronounce, umami, but also known as savory. Okay, so I'm going to do a little selection of taste capsules for you. Okay, they are calorie free, chemical free. They're just these little tiny white capsules. They're not tablets, okay? They're akin to sweetness, basically. Now, of course, be doing one at a time. Just, you don't need to chew them, you just need to kind of let them sit on your tongue for a second and tell me what's taste. I was gonna say smell, and what taste is coming out. Now, they are very strong, but they are all pleasant, okay? Alright, there we are. Okay. Good. Yes, that's chocolate. Perfect. Okay, another one. Good. Yep, so just let that sit on your tongue for a moment. Yeah, fruity. Watermelon. Okay, perfect. Alright, so the next one, just be prepared, okay? Good. Yes, lemon. Good. You noticed that one straight away, okay? Okay, the next one. Yes. Okay, it's very different. Yes, It's like a... Can you think of the word for that? Like a chicken broth. Perfect. Okay, one more. Here we are. Good. Yep. Of course, coffee, yes. Alright then. So, we have done taste, and now we move on to touch. Okay, sensory receptors in our skin that can help us to detect differences between, say, light pressure or deep pressure, a soft touch, a sharp touch, a pinch or a stretch. Okay, now we are actually gonna combine pain with touch, okay, to save time. Alright, so the different types of touch, I'm going to be touching you, okay, and I'd like you using your skin sensors on your face to detect whether this is a very light touch or a deep, firm touch. At the moment, nothing will be painful, okay? So we're talking very light, very light touch, or more of a deep touch. Is this okay? Fantastic. Okay, I'll just be using my fingertips, okay? Great. Okay. Yep, good. Yes, okay. Good. Now both hands at the same time. Okay. Okay, good. Light and deep. Okay, good. Good. Now I'm going to be touching your face with different items. So this one, I'm sure you know this from a cranial nerve exam, is a very soft, it's a Q-tip. And this one is more of a pointed end of tweezers. So again, we'll use the receptors on your face. Okay, they generally tend to be more sensitive. Alright, and just tell me whether you are detecting it's going to be a very light touch, okay, so it's not going to hurt. Very light touch of a pointed edge, or a very light touch of a soft edge, okay. Good, and if you close your eyes, okay. Good. 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 Yes. Good. Okay, perfect. Now we'll do the pinches, okay? So I'll just do them on little areas of your face, just little pinches, and most of them are going to be very light, very gentle, okay? But then there'll be one or two that are just that little bit firmer, and that might cause just a tiny touch of pain, okay? Very, nothing serious, just a tiny touch of pain, okay? So just tell me when you can feel those firmer ones, okay? Pinch, 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 pinch. Good. Pinch. Fantastic. Okay, now moving on to your receptors touch them, and I'd like you to try to identify the items using your sense of touch alone, okay? Of course, I would ask you to close your eyes, okay? So I'm just going to hold up an item and ask you to touch it. Okay, touch the item and tell me what you can feel. Yep. Yes. Is it hard or soft? Okay. Is it a thin item or a fat item? Yep. Okay. What would you say that it is? Yep, a pen. Okay, good. It's a Sharpie. Fantastic. Okay, now, again, another item. I'm just gonna hold it up and ask you to touch it and try to detect what can you feel. So is it hard or soft? Okay. Is it smooth or rough? Is it flat, straight, pointed, or round? Light, heavy? Yep. Okay, so yeah, it's a glass ornament. Okay. Next, again, closing your eyes if you don't mind. I'm just gonna hold up another item. Feel free to touch this, hold it in your hands. Is it soft or hard? Is it light or heavy? Yep. Good. Yes. Yep, so it's actually a glasses cleaner. Yep, just a little glasses cleaning cloth. Okay. Another. Let's do this one. Again, feel free to touch. Yep, try to explore it with your fingertips. Is it soft or rough? Smooth or textured? Light or heavy? Okay. Yep, it is a rose quartz. Okay, we have one more item. Okay. And again, just touch this item. Is it soft or hard? Okay. Is it light or heavy? Is it thin or fat? Is it big or small? Yes, so it's a cork coaster. Fantastic. Alright then. So we have explored sense of touch from a few different angles. Of course, we can't possibly cover every angle today, but we've explored your sense of touch on your fingers and your face. Okay, now for balance. Okay, now I would ask you to stand up. Okay, now this is to do with your vestibular sense, which is in your inner ear, and this can help to detect whether your body is in balance. It can help you to detect speed, movement, whether you are tilted, okay, and it helps you to stay upright, okay. So I'm going to ask you to spin around, not too fast. To spin around, you can go whichever direction you like. Okay, spin 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, then stop, and then spin in the other direction. Okay, and stop. Turn your head to the side, to the other side. Head up, head down. And then when you're ready, take a moment, lift up one foot from the ground. Okay. Very good, very good. Do you do yoga? Yes, it looks like you went for a tree pose there. Very, very impressive. Okay, now you can plant your feet again and lift up the other foot. Good, good. And plant your feet again. Fantastic. Now, from the torso, just tilt side to side. Don't go too far. Only go as far as your body is comfortable with. So you're leaning side to side from the waist. Just slightly. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay. So that's just your body keeping you in balance, okay? And obviously you're a little bit superior because of your yoga. Alright, now we're gonna do proprioception, okay? So I'm gonna ask you a little series of tasks. You can take a seat, okay? Now close your eyes and reach down and touch your left foot. Okay, very good. Okay, and can you then take off your right shoe? Yes, you have shoelaces. Yeah, undo your shoelaces with your eyes closed. Okay, good. And then pop your shoe back on. Do up your shoelaces again with your eyes closed. So we're using our vestibular sense again, our joints, our muscles, our memory. Okay, all different things come together to help the sense of proprioception keep your body and your awareness of your body in check. Good. Okay, put both your hands behind your back. Okay, good. Now wiggle your middle finger on your left hand. Yes, okay. Now put both your hands on your shoulders again, keeping your eyes closed. And roll your left shoulder back. And roll your right shoulder forward. And then roll them the opposite way. So left is forward, right is back. Okay, good. And pop your pinky finger on your left hand on your nose. Okay, and your ring finger on your right hand on your left ear. Okay, and return to that classic example that we used. Reach down and scratch your right knee. Okay, and then touch with your middle finger on your left hand. Touch your belly button. And then your ring finger on your left hand. Touch your index finger on your right hand. Yes, and then touch both of your thumbs together. Okay, and wrap all of your fingers from one hand, the right hand, around the thumb of your left hand. Good. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now touch your hand to my hand, your right hand to my right hand. Okay, your left hand to my left hand. Good. Okay, that's very good. I think that we've done enough on proprioception for now. We did cover pain briefly. It it's not something that I like to delve into too much, as it can be a little bit unethical. So finally, temperature. Okay, now I am again going to ask you to use your sense of touch to touch various items. Okay, and I just like you to tell me if they are cold or warm or kind of neutral room temperature. Okay, good. So we will begin with this. Nothing is going to be burning hot, don't worry. Okay, yep, the tweezers, they are cold, fantastic. Okay, now this one. Okay, touch this item. Okay, yep. So it was room temperature neutral. Okay, another item. Okay, yes, just reach your hands out. Okay. Yep. Good. It's warm. Yes, perfect. It is a hot water bottle. Perfect. Alright then, so we have judged temperature. So today we have established, at least in you, sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, balance, proprioception, temperature and pain. Okay, now what I need to do is do this research with a few more people, okay, so that I can get representative results, and then I will be inviting you back, and next time we will do 14 senses, okay, so there'll be a little bit more rapid pace as we'll have more to get through, but it should be quite interesting to see what other senses